Welcome into Hawk Talk, ladies and gentlemen, alongside Gabe Sustick, Chris Morales, and unfortunately the Harbor-Hawks come back to Doran Park to take on the Bourne Braves for the 6th time this season, and for the 5th time they fall to the Bourne Braves by the final score of 3-2 in what was a walk-off win for the Bourne Braves. Let's start things off with the offense for the Harbor-Hawks. Really shut down Alex Robles on the mound from Austin Peay State, shut them down for basically 6 innings until that 7th inning where things kind of came undone for Bourne.
Yeah, Chris, they found a way for Robles really to find a way to really shut Hyannis down for the most part, but then coming into that inning when you talk about Matt Theis getting that home run out there to give it a 2-1 game, and then they had the bases loaded where Kobe Bortles came in off of a walk, so they walked the tying run in, but then they couldn't get anything out from there. It was really just struggling offensively all day except for those 2 situations for Hyannis.
There was an earlier situation in the game where the bases were left loaded again to end the frame, so for the Harbor-Hawks, really leaving bases loaded and leaving runners stranded, it's a huge problem that they've had all season, and it's part of the reason why they fell today. And Dakota Hudson had himself a start after having a relief appearance just 2 nights ago against the Brewster Whitecaps, had himself 5 2/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, but just wasn't enough as he allowed 8 hits.
Now it's once again another situation where you had a good start from Hudson, but he's not able to make anything for the team to get the win. It's just struggling for him, but he did have a great day.
He did have himself a solid day, 9 strikeouts, really using that breaking ball to his advantage. He was our Hawk Talk player of the game, and Sammy O'Brien caught up with him after tonight's ballgame.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with today's Hawk Talk player of the game, Dakota Hudson out of Mississippi State. Dakota, it was a tough loss on the day, a walk-off, but you had a season-high 9 strikeouts. What pitches were working for you?
I just had more movement, and it was just more of a stuff day, not really as good of a day for me on location, but my stuff was working today. Good curveball, better than normal, and had a little bit more velocity behind it, I felt like. So.
Yeah, a lot of velocity. We could see the radar gun. You were hitting 94, 95 on a lot of the strikeouts. Is that how fast you normally throw?
Not usually, but I mean occasionally I'll run it up there. But it was just good to have something working.
And then just lastly, your stance on the mound is pretty prominent. You got that little Greg Kimbrell, your arm sticking out. When did you pick that up?
I picked that up like halfway through the year. It was more of a mental thing, just saying that it's time to put it down and keep people from moving around. So it was more of a mental thing than anything. So.
All right, thanks. Hawk Talk player of the game, Dakota Hudson. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. With the loss, the Harbor-Hawks fall to 19-17-1 on the season, and in this 2-game road stint, they split a game yesterday against the Wareham Gaming. You passed test number 1, but for manager Gassman and the Harbor-Hawks, they fall today on the road. The All-Star break probably comes at a great time, as tomorrow everyone on Cape Cod will head to Spillane Field over at Wareham to enjoy the festivities. 6 All-Stars on the Harbor-Hawks. It's going to be a nice off day for the Harbor-Hawks as they really kind of have to regroup and find themselves going into the last 7 regular season games of the season.
Yeah, when you talk about the fact that all your games against Bourne have been tough, very close games, and now you have to go first off to the All-Star game for our 6 All-Stars. They're going to have a little bit to do there, but not much there going, as it's going to be really easy going there. But then for the rest of the players, they're going to have a little break off there for a few days, but then come for the last few games, it has to be critical for Hyannis that if you want to find a way to keep first place, let alone that, and then also gain momentum into the playoffs, it's going to be huge.
It's definitely going to be an interesting go-around of things, as the next game for the Harbor-Hawks will come on Sunday at home against the YD Red Sox, and that one's going to be huge.
It's going to be big, especially when we talk about for Hyannis and YD have had really going back and forth so far in this game. It's going to be the 3rd game so far. Chris Morales is done, but we're going to have a few breaks off there. We hope to see you at the game tomorrow at Wareham. From Chris Morales, I'm Gabe Sustick. Good night.
Bye.